My name is Lisa Frack. I'm an Oregonian and a parent of 2 kids under 7. They were most certainly born with BPA in their bodies and further contaminated in their earliest years by drinking from polycarbonate bottles and sippy cups and eating canned foods. Our toxics laws have failed them and failed me as a parent. My highest priority is their health and their safety, and that's what brings me here today. The science around BPA is more solid, literally, I think, every day. We all know it's in us. There's no question about that anymore. And while some, amazingly to me, continue to question its health effects, they must not be looking at the mounting scientific evidence. I'm hardly alone in feeling frustrated that my kids continue to be guinea pigs while the government and industry duke it out and do more studies. $30 million worth, I heard earlier, at the federal level. We don't need more studies. We need more common sense health. We need common sense health protective policies that put my children and all of Oregon's children first. In the meantime, we parents are left holding the bag. In January, as was also discussed earlier, the U.S. FDA concluded that it had, quote, some concern, its 3rd level of concern about BPA, and it actually advised parents and has a whole webpage on telling us how to avoid it. It's a lot to remember, and if you have an iPhone in the aisle, that's handy, but most of us don't or can't use it because our kids are in the cart. And as you might imagine, identifying what does and doesn't contain BPA is no easy feat, even if you know about it and you're trying really, really hard to avoid it, especially when you're in the grocery store aisle with 2 kids in the cart. I want to buy food and drinks for my kids without wondering if the container it comes in is toxic. And I bet retailers in Oregon and elsewhere would be thrilled if we would stop asking them questions. And especially in this economic climate, I think the businesses need our trust because they need our business. Last night I mentioned to a friend, and I thought her quote was worth repeating. I told her I'd be here today, and she said, this is her quote, "I knew BPA was bad a long time ago, but my husband kept saying if it were, the government would protect us." And what I would say is it is bad, and the government hasn't protected us, and I'm here to ask you to change that by passing this bill.